In my series of Let's Talk About different Bible translations videos, I have yet to review the Berean Standard Bible, and that's because I have not completed reading it in its entirety. So far, the translations I've talked about are translations that I've read from cover to cover. However, I'm going to make an exception at this point because of the demand. Number one, I was recently asked, and I've had more than one request to do the Berean Standard Bible since it is growing in popularity. And then number two, because it's the translation that I currently prefer, I am very frequently recommending this Bible to people, and so it'd be nice to go ahead and make a few comments about it. The Berean Standard Bible was developed by the people at BibleHub.com, one of the Bible websites I frequent as a resource. And let me just go ahead and share with you why I really like this translation. First and foremost, it's an excellent translation, and I am thrilled that they're also, I think they've already completed a version that's based upon not the Alexandrian, but the Byzantine manuscripts for the New Testament, the MSB, the Majority Standard Bible. This is the Berean Standard Bible. This is using the same textual base as the NIV, NLT, New American Standard, most of the modern English translations. But the Majority Standard Bible, also put out by the people at BibleHub.com, it is the Berean Standard Bible with the exception that when it comes to textual variation, they go with the manuscripts that the King James and the New King James have tended to go with. And so that's why it's called the Majority Standard Bible. The majority of manuscripts that we have for the New Testament are what the King James and New King James are based upon. Most of our modern English translations are based upon a very minority group of texts, but they're also considered the oldest, and because of that, they're considered to be the most reliable. There's debate among scholars. Most scholars prefer to go with the earliest manuscripts. That's why the modern English translations tend to go with the early manuscript renderings. And I just want to remind our listeners here, no major doctrine is impacted whatsoever based upon which manuscript family you prefer. I tend to lean toward preferring the majority, which puts me in the minority of Bible teachers today. And that's why I'm excited about the Majority Standard Bible as well. But the Berean is outstanding. They've got great footnotes. As to the continuum of literal Bible translations to not so literal ones, or what we might say word for word translation versus thought for thought, the Berean Standard lands kind of in the middle, similar to the CSB. It leans, I think, a little bit more towards the literal, but has more of a nice flow to it. So it kind of is between your NKJV, KJV, NASB, and your New Living Translation and NIV. It's kind of in the same range as the CSB. As I'm reading it, that's the feel I'm getting for it. And others have said the same. That's kind of where it lands in the whole literal versus. I'm really, really impressed with this translation the more I read it. But maybe the thing that puts this translation, the BSB, over the top for me as my now favorite translation is the fact that it is not under copyright anymore. Initially it was, but I believe it was in the spring of 2023, the producers of the BSB released the copyright and decided to put it into the public domain, which means that you can copy it, you can print your own copies of it, you can share it as much as you want without worrying about breaking what are, to me, in the case of the NKJV, ESV, NIV, NLT, all these other major modern English translations, ridiculous restrictions on legally how much you can share it. I encourage you to go to copy.church, how much our modern English Bible translations are restricted, and Christians walk around left and right breaking copyright law, which I don't think as Christians we should be breaking the law. No, I don't know of any of these major publishers that are hunting Christians down and suing them or sending cease and desist letters, although they are refusing permission for some Christians who decide to ask for permission. to share it in different ways, or they charge a considerable fee or make you fill out a bunch of ridiculous paperwork, and I've got personal friends that can attest to this reality. There's severe limitations on it. Those need to be loosened. And the BSB, you don't have to worry about it. They specifically want you to share it as much as possible, and that's another reason why I love this translation. It's not available much in terms of physical copies. You can order some hardback copies currently if you go to the BSB website and you can find where you can order a copy. I have one of the leather editions, but they're currently sold out on those, so not many people publishing these yet. I think one of the premium Bible publishers, Humble Lamb, is going to be coming out with really soon a BSB version. That'll be very expensive, I think $250. I got this one for $90, which isn't cheap for most people, but it's a high-quality leather. It is heavy, this physical copy is. I do like the layout. Some say the print's a little bit light, but I'm not here to give a Bible review of this edition. I'm here to talk about the translation itself, which is a wonderful translation. I'll probably circle back around after I've read the whole thing cover to cover, give them a little more detail, maybe not. But that's what I have to say about the Berean Standard Bible. I encourage you to consider it, share it, use it freely as much as you want. Post it on social media verses, and you won't be breaking any copyright laws like most people are doing. I love it. The Word of God should be free.